Last night I attended a listing appointment with one of my agents. We sat down with sellers on a 35-acre property. There's zero true comps. We had a seller who had already talked to other agents, passionate about this property, he's owned for a long time, and a pricing strategy that could have gone completely sideways fast. It had with the other agents, okay? But instead, we walked away fully aligned without me ever giving a number first. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly how you control the pricing conversation with sellers. What you'll learn is, number one, why giving a number too soon can kill your position. Number two, how to identify the real decision maker in any seller relationship. And number three, the 3 pricing strategies that move sellers from skepticism to full buy-in.
This was a 35-acre property with a single-family home on it. The guy also has 2 approved building lots. He's done the $20,000 worth of survey work. The only thing he hasn't done is submit to actually break them apart, because then he starts paying taxes on it. So there's a big difference in value in terms of somebody spending $20,000 on survey and then just knowing, oh, I've talked to somebody at the town and yeah, I could split these lots. So, we always want to keep that in mind, just as a side note. But I had 3 takeaways from the listing appointment last night. Number 1, we'll jump into, is the pricing conversation, okay? Number 2, identifying who. A lot of times when you're dealing with sellers, you've got a husband and a wife, you've got 2 sellers. Identifying who's in charge. How to identify who is in charge of the relationship. Who's the decision maker? Okay, there's usually a dominant personality in every relationship that is going to be the decision maker. They're going to make the decision together, but somebody's the leader in that relationship on that decision most of the time. And the other person may be the one deferring to them. Hey, this is their decision. This is the arena I feel comfortable with them operating in. And then the third takeaway is just, how did this listing appointment actually come together? All right. So first thing was, obviously Lee pulled some information. Hey Lee, we're going on this listing appointment and it's a 35-acre property. He pulled that information. We didn't know at the time that he had done the survey to get those lots separated, or to get those 2 other additional building lots on the property. But we knew going in that there was very few comps, 35 acres in the town of Montville. We knew there was very few comps. We knew that this was going to be unique even to the high acreage comps. Some of the comps that Lee pulled, one was a farm, right? This one's not a farm. So this one could potentially be a farm, but it's not a farm. So there's going to be differences. It's not like going into a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath house where you've got 20 other sales in the last 6 months that are reflective or similar to that single-family home. So we're at the appointment. We've done the tour. We've got a really good rapport built up with the 2 sellers. And the homeowner says, what's the price? What do you think the price is? And that's how some people ask it, right? Some people are going to give you a little bit more information. I think the price is this, or what do you think? This one sold at this. You can start to get an idea about how they're thinking. But a lot of sellers are going to say, so, all right, what's the price? Number 1, when I hear that, I know I've got somebody who's going to be offended if I say the wrong number. When they say it like that, what's the price? What's your number? And this is something we picked up on right away. It also means, that they've talked to other agents for sure, or other people. They've been trying to figure out if their number is reasonable in the market. So given the information I've told you guys, this is going to be a very difficult property to comp. It's unique to the market. Given everything we've worked on, when we were confronted with the question in the kitchen, what's the price? What was the response? I'll give you what our response was, but what do you think it was?
I was going to say, I would probably ask them, well, what's the number you're trying to make?
Well, I didn't ask you that, Dylan. I asked you what your price was. You've got a price coming in here.
Mayor just commented saying 3 pricing strategies.
That's exactly where we went, right? So we did pull comps. You guys already know this is a very unique property, and you're probably aware that there's not a true comparable. We've got some comparables to discuss. But guys, really there's 3 ways we can price the property. right? And so I just went right into the 3 pricing strategies. I said the first way, and this first option, we really don't recommend to a whole lot of sellers. First option is aspirational pricing. It's usually reserved for a luxury home, a luxury price point in a certain town, or a property that's really unique. Okay, I'll get back to that strategy in a minute because I think it's worth us talking about. The second strategy, and Lisa, because Lisa had brought up comparables, that's definitely one of the strategies. Looking at comparables. Somebody comes in here with a mortgage, that's what they're going to look at. And so we did pull comps, we'll have that conversation. Another strategy that's working a lot for typical single-family homes that are really trying to drive the price up is a competitive pricing strategy below market. If you already have a wide audience for the property, that's a strategy that's working really well right now in low inventory. Now, I think we'd all agree, and I'm saying this to the sellers, I think we would agree that our buyer is going to be a very particular, maybe a contractor, maybe a hunter, maybe somebody who wants to do a farm, but this property, would you agree, is not for everybody? Oh yeah, no, this is going to be a particular buyer. Right. So we already know we're looking for and trying to find somebody in a smaller, it's a smaller segment of the home shopping market. And so this is one of those scenarios, and we rarely suggest this, but this is one of those scenarios where aspirational pricing makes sense, Mark, because what we don't want to do, there's no true comparables, is have you in a situation where you're leaving money on the table. And Lee, what did he say after that?
He goes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm looking for. He goes, everybody else is doing comps. And, he goes, my house is just different. He goes, exactly what I wanted to hear.
Right. And so now we're aligned. I'm already in alignment here without doing what? I've never given him a number. Did you hear? If I would have said, well, what's your number? A guy like that, he's going to dig in. What the fuck, man? I asked you for your number. Now I just gave him all this education and I never gave a number. And we're in alignment. We're flowing. Okay? So we're feeling good.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out the video. If you want access to these types of strategies that I went over in this video and actually the ability to role play them out with me, join the BAMX community on School. Go to school.com/BAMX or hit the link below. Excited to see you in there.